I've seen this concept going around YouTube and I really wanted to join in because it really got my brain ticking, thinking about which palette I would save if I could only save one from every brand. Now, I have a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 palettes from 8 different brands, which I think is actually really good because I was worried when I first started planning this video, thinking like, do I have enough repeat palettes from brands? Like, do I have enough? But it turns out I do. So here I am going to talk about 8 brands and 8 palettes with you guys today. These are the best of the best. I have so many opinions. I'm going to be swatching a few things as well, so definitely stay tuned for that. But just before we do jump into the video, if you have not already, definitely like and subscribe. I upload every single day here on my YouTube channel. I love bright, fun, colourful makeup. Today I'm out of my comfort zone a little bit because this would have been the Get Ready With Me that went live yesterday. This is a full face of neglected products. So all the things that have been sat in my drawer gathering dust for the past few months have been put on my face today. So if you think, oh, that's pretty nice, definitely go and check that video out. But of course, as always, everything that I am wearing on my face, as well as everything that I mention today, will be linked down below. So if there's something that you see that you like the fancy of, you can go and check them out. So let's jump into it. No particular order. Well, it's going to be in size order, I think, because I've got them all nicely stacked on my desk here, and I'm just going to pick from the top. So the first brand that I want to talk about is Shall We Makeup. Now, I really love Shall We Makeup, and I do actually have an affiliate code with them. I will pop it on screen now. I think it's Caitlin Costello. I'm not sure. Look on screen, it'll get you 10% off. And I do earn a small commission from that sale, so if you do buy anything from Shall We, it really means the world and it does help out the channel. But I have 2 palettes from Shall We. I definitely need to expand because the quality of these is insane, but my absolute favourite is the Deathless Spirit eyeshadow palette. This is a teeny tiny eyeshadow palette, which I absolutely love because being a project panner, I know how hard it is to finish eyeshadows. So this may look really uber tiny, but let me tell you now, this is the perfect size. This is 0.4 grams per product, which is brilliant. Normally eyeshadows are 1 gram. That's the kind of general consensus that I've got. 0.4 is over half off, which I love because there are so many eyeshadows in my collection. I don't need a full gram of eyeshadow. These are such stunning shades. This is such a stunning colour story. I love blue, I love grunge, I love contrasting colour stories, which, I mean, this one is. Blue and yellow in particular are just stunning together. I would love for there to be a little bit of a blending shade for this deep blue matte because this is the only matte in the palette and it is very dark. But I mean, I can pull that from another palette. I mean, you can see how pigmented that swatch was. That was just one swipe across. Are you kidding me? This palette is gorgeous, so tiny, it won't take up much room, super inexpensive as well, especially with my code. So let's swatch them all, why not, because it's such a tiny palette. So that is the palette there, so beautiful, so up my street. You're gonna see a lot of these more grungy color stories in this video, I guarantee, because they are so stunning to me. Now I need a makeup wipe. I really need to try more from this brand because I genuinely love both of the palettes that I have tried. My dog is licking my light and it is swaying and causing me to have a bit of a heart attack right now. Stan, can you lick your paws somewhere else? But if you don't like this colour story, they have so many other little mini palettes. I love this concept of teeny tiny palettes because, as I said, you never finish a whole one, so love this palette so much. I've got big dips on pretty much all of these shades, just such a nice one. And for travel as well, oh my gosh. It is on a keyring. I would not trust this on a keyring because my keys go through some sites and this palette would smash instantly. So maybe not as a keyring, but as a little mini travel palette, amazing. Next, I have my favorite eyeshadow brand. This is the Pastel Roses, and I am so lucky enough to be on their PR list. Like, it is absolutely insanity to me. I do have quite a lot of their palettes, but some of you who have been on my channel for a while will not be surprised to learn that this is my absolute favorite, and this would be the palette that I would keep. This is the Crushed Diamonds quad in the quad 04, and it is a quad of iridescent topper sparkly beautiful shades. I love this thing so much, and I'm gonna swatch it because you all need to see. This is stunning. So again, I do have a code for the Pastel Roses. That is Caitlin20 for 20% off. That is not affiliated, so I don't earn any money from that. That is just for you guys. Oh my gosh. Look at those. This actually ranked my #1 palette, full stop. It is so pretty. How can you not love those shades? If you do a super boring neutral eye look and you're wanting something to just dust over the top for something a little bit more special, this is the one for you. It can go with any look, and just to prove it, I'm gonna put this pink on the look that I'm wearing today. I'm gonna pop that all over the lid. Here we go. So can you see the difference? It's just added a little bit of sparkle. I love that the Pastel Roses shimmers are so speckly and so dimensional. Like, look. Oh my gosh, look at that. I will just blend it with the brush that I use the matte on. I could have picked a palette with some mattes, and don't get me wrong, the Pastel Roses mattes are gorgeous. I'm actually wearing a different Pastel Roses palette today. Obviously, I've just topped it off with this, but originally it was the Pumpkin Spice palette. Their mattes are gorgeous, do not get me wrong. Their mattes are pigmented, they're blendable, they're amazing. It's their shimmers that really take the cake. They are piecey, they are duochromy, they are impactful and gorgeous. I have so many of these. I have so many shades from the Pastel Roses, but this is just incredible, versatile, beautiful quality, cheap. This is £11.99 without my code, so if you don't want to use my code, that's fine. £11.99 retail. Where can you get duochromes and iridescent shades for £11.99, let alone 4 of them in one palette? You guys, I've raved about this palette so many times. This is the one that I would keep. If I could only keep one Pastel Roses palette, it would break my heart, but this would be the one. It can be used in any look, and I just love it so much. Okay, we've spoken about 2 indie brands. Let's talk about more of a mainstream high-end brand. Now, I am a little bit of an Anastasia stan, I'm not gonna lie. Some of their products really would not recommend. I'm not going to get into it because you guys know, but if I could only keep one palette from them, it would be the Anastasia Beverly Hills Mini Sugar Eyeshadow Palette. This is a fairly new palette to my collection. I've not had it that long. I did do a full review of this if you were interested. Just search my channel. But I love the mix of taupes and blues in this palette. And this, as I said before, makes me excited for high-end makeup. I feel like high-end brands have finally started doing some colour. So Charlotte Tilbury came out with those quads. I won't even talk about the packaging on them. Abysmal, but they were colourful. That's one thing. I think, was it Victoria Beckham came out with a blue palette? So many high-end brands are coming out with colour, and this is just perfect because I love blue. Blue is my happy colour. I say this all the time. It is my favourite colour. But I also love taupes for every day. If I'm doing an everyday look, it's going to be a taupe. So the fact that there's both options in this palette, I love. I don't use the pinks. The pinks aren't really me. Again, ignore the look that I'm wearing today. This was my most neglected makeup look, so a little bit out my comfort zone. But the pinks I don't really use. This silver is so crazy pigmented. Of course I have to swatch the blue. I will swatch this taupe, and go on then, I'll swatch the pink as well. Why not? This is like my go-to date palette if I want to feel a bit bougie. You know, I could wear my Pan That palette, which, little spoiler, we will talk about in a second. But if I want to feel bougie and I want to feel a bit more expensive, I go for this one all the time. I have done a get ready with me as well with this palette, going on a second date and talking about dating and things like that. This is my go to bougie date palette if I want to feel good, and I just love it so much. I'm so excited for Anastasia Beverly Hills after this. This was a bit of a splurge for me. I don't really like spending lots of money on high-end makeup because, I mean, indie palettes do such a great job for a little bit of a cheaper price, but this was an unexpected favourite. It really, really was. Even if I just use these taupes for a very everyday look, I'm in love. I absolutely love it. I do teach on the weekends. I also have an office job, so this palette is perfect for that as well. But if I do want to pop some colour on, absolutely stunning. This is amazing. I love this. The mattes are creamy, the mattes are blendable, the mattes are pigmented, the shimmers you can see are very, very shimmery and impactful. So good. Literally in awe. So ABH Mini Sugar. Next we have a little bit of a newer brand to me. So this is Adept Cosmetics. So I got a mystery email one day and it was an order confirmation from Adept, and I had no idea if I had bought this in my sleep, but it turned out it was actually a PR package, so that's a great way to find out that you're being sent free makeup. But they sent me 2 eyeshadow palettes, and the one that takes the cake is the Vivette palette. This was so difficult for me to make a look with at first, but once I got over that fear of it, I fell in love with this. I fell in love with the challenge, and I also fell in love with the formula. Do you look at this and instantly know what you're gonna do? No. It's not an easy palette to work with. And I mean that in like the colour theory sense. However, the formula is gorgeous. I did do this look with this palette not too long ago, and that was a get ready with me, so I will link that up in the cards. But the formula of this is to die for. This shade, Itzwa, is perfect with those taupey looks that I do. Look at that. Just like an everyday glam shade. Perfect. I will swatch this shade, Tucho. It's like a bright coral pink. Are you serious? And then Nyack. I'll swatch that one too. It's hard to figure out what to do, but once you figure it out, this is stunning. This is also great as a companion palette if you want like a little odd shade here and there. That would be absolutely perfect too. But oh my goodness me. This palette is stunning. Again, thank you so much to Adept. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Funny story, I actually had to email Adept and be like, hey, why? Because I was so confused. Like, nothing had gone out my bank account. I was checking my bank account, like, because I genuinely thought I bought this like in my sleep or something. I got a phone call, so I wasn't quite sure where I was going with that, but stunning, beautiful, amazing, incredible. They do have a new palette coming out soon. It's called the Emo palette. That I think is going to be my new best friend because oh my god, the color story of that looks insane. So maybe this is going to be dethroned soon. I don't know, but the quality of these you can see is insanity. Once you get over that initial I don't know what to do with this, it is amazing. It is beautiful, and I don't often comment on packaging, but I mean, this is great, amazing, and it's like nice packaging as well. So 10 out of 10 from Adept Cosmetics. This would be the palette that I keep. Next, I feel like is a bit of a cop-out, but next is Colourpop. Now, I used to only like the super colourful, different colour stories from Colourpop. However, I am a little bit of a traitor today. I don't know if this counts because this is technically 2 palettes, but this is my Pan That palette. This is a mix of That's Taupe and Blue Moon, and you know what? I just love it so much. I've been working on this since actually before the start of the year, but I think that this is amazing. I love the quality. I use this every single day in some aspect, and I am not bored of it whatsoever. Last year, I was project panning the Modern Renaissance, and I wanted to cry. Every day I did my makeup, and I just did not like how it looked. This is a different story. I use this all the time. This shade and this shade I use every single day for my brows and to set my lid. every single day. I am not bored of it whatsoever. Again, when I do my more neutral eye looks, I love this so much. I'm currently working on hitting pan on this shimmer shade. You can see we've got a massive dip in it and it is so, so, so close to having pan. I adore this. If I could only pick one, it would be That's Taupe, which I'm sat here, I need a moment. I need a moment because who am I? Who am I picking That's Taupe over Blue Moon? But I've just fallen in love with it. I don't know what to say. It is just so smooth and gorgeous, and I love my everyday look that I make with this. Normally, I'm not the kind of person to do the same look every single day over and over and over again, but I have done my everyday look with this multiple times a week since the start of the year, and am I bored? No. I love how it looks, I love how it makes me feel, and I just think it is stunning. Like, what? I'm going to the dark side, I'm rebelling against colour, it feels like, but geez, this is truly incredible. So definitely stay tuned if you want to see some updates on this, if you want to see if I'm able to finish it by the end of the year. I'm really hoping so. But I'm just in absolute awe by this all the time. It is such a nice, neutral, everyday, stunning palette for me. Those pops of blues, so up my street as well. I adore this. If I wasn't cheating, it would just be That's Taupe. But if I am cheating, and hey, it's my channel, I can, it is my Pan That palette with these three blues because I just love them. I just love them. What can I say? I just love them. Honestly, I'm just shocked that neutrals have come before colours in this round because I am a colour girl. I love a bit of colour, but I can't lie. The look that I have made with this and that I continue to make with this every single time is perfect. With my Modern Renaissance, I was always trying to find different looks that I could do with the palette, but with this, I'm just so happy doing the same look every single time, which, I mean, is a testament to how great this palette is and how great it fits me and my needs and my style, so mwah, love you. Okay, next we have Odens Eye. So I'm again so lucky to be part of the Odens Eye PR team, and I have been sent so many gorgeous palettes from Odens Eye. But funnily enough, the palette that I'm going to talk about today is the only palette from Odens Eye that I actually bought myself, or I should say it was a Christmas gift from my mum. This is the Christmas Eve palette, and this is going back a few years now, but I think we all agree this is a classic palette that everyone loves and everyone wants to be restocked ASAP every single year. I think they did restock this not last Christmas, the Christmas before, and I remember this Christmas everyone being really disappointed that it was not restocked again, but it is truly something special. I love this. I'm so grateful to all the products that have been sent to me, but this is still number one. I'm waiting, Odens Eye. You've got to knock this off number one spot because it is just too pretty. I love this. This was in my everyday makeup drawer for Christmas, and again, just loved it so much. This duochrome is spectacular. Even that like sicky pooey brown is so nice. Oh, have I had something in my teeth this whole video? Okay, I've got it out. Oh my god, that's so embarrassing, but I'm not refilming this video, so yeah, you saw my lunch in my teeth, that's fine. I just really love it. This is again one of those palettes that a look doesn't jump out to me straight away. I kind of have to sit and think about this palette a little bit, but the quality of this makes up for that tenfold because it is so stunning and beautiful and gorgeous that I would sit and take the extra few minutes to think about a look because I know that it's going to be stunning. I know that I'm going to love it and I know that I'm going to cherish it. It is so beautiful. I love this palette. Odens Eye, you've got to knock this off number one spot. I'm waiting, girl. No, but all of their palettes recently have been bangers, but this is definitely my kind of colour stories. We all agreed, I did say that they've not come out with like a bluey, cool tone, grungy palette for a while. And I'm just waiting. I'm itching for them to release another one because they are my absolute favourites. They are the ones that I love. just look at that. Just look at that. Beautiful. Okay, so next we have two more brands to talk about. The next brand is Titanium Foxes. So these are a brand that I really, really love. They are super amazing quality and they have a really, really special place in my heart because they were the first brand to send me proper PR. And the favourite palette, the one that I would keep, I do have 3 of their palettes, but the one that I would keep is their very first release. This is the Poppy Storm palette, and as you can see, it is the perfect blend of neutral and colour, but it also has that grungy smokiness that I love so much, and for that reason, this has to be the one that I keep. The shimmers are absolutely to die for. The mattes are pigmented and blendable. You would not ever want for anything more. I love it. I love it. I've never seen a colour story quite like this. And I don't think I ever will because, oh my god, wow. I have to always swatch this middle shade because it is a super vibrant green to red. But I still reach for this palette all the time. It is such a stunning formula and colour story, and I truly just look at those jewel tones, absolutely stunning. I'm so impressed with their quality and continued amazingness. Their colour stories are so unique and so inspiring, and they stop and make me think, like, what do I want to do? Something a little bit different. Sometimes you get caught in the rut of doing the same thing over and over, but this makes you stop and think, what can I do differently? They're truly a top 3 brand for me, and I will continue to absolutely love them because, I mean, just look at that. Are you kidding me? Like, look at that. Truly special. Love that palette. And finally, the final brand that I have to talk about today is Beauty Bay, and I'm sure a lot of you will already know what is coming because I have made no secret that this is one of my absolute favourite palettes of all time. This is the Beauty Bay Book of Magic palette, and you can see just by looking at this thing, I love it. The amount of pans on this, the amount of uses on this is absolutely crazy. And this is actually my focus palette for pan those eyeshadows in 2025 as well. So I am picking and focusing one shade from this palette every month to try and hit pan on, and I am not bored yet whatsoever. It is so beautiful. I'm so annoyed that this is discontinued. Some of the shimmers are a bit separatey and not the best. However, Beauty Bay has since improved that formula so much. The mattes are some of the best mattes I've ever tried. I'm not even gonna lie to you. They are insanely pigmented and blendable and amazing. I'm gonna swatch a few for you. You can see the size of that pan is crazy. I just adore this so much. The colour story is so inspiring as well. They are some swatches for you guys. Absolutely amazing. This is like an OG favourite throughout the years. This has stuck by me through thick and thin. I have had this for years and years and years, and I still love this. That is such a testament to a palette. If you've had this for years and you still love it, it's definitely an absolute win. I still can't put this down. I still get excited to reach for this. I still get inspired by this. And even though Beauty Bay have released some absolutely beautiful palettes since this released, this still has to be number 1. It still does. So that is it. If I could only keep one palette from every brand in my collection, these would be the ones. What do you think on my list? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Let me know all your thoughts down in the comments. What is a brand that I have not mentioned today that would be your number 1? Maybe you have a bunch of palettes from different brands. Let me know all your thoughts and opinions down below. I always love to hear from you guys. But with that being said, this is where I'm gonna love you and leave you today. Have an incredible day, and I will see you tomorrow for a brand new video. Bye bye.